Okay, here are the ones I like more than your number one choice. Do you understand what that means? Okay?
Yeah.
So, be open-minded.
Uh-huh.
Don't freak out.
I'm slightly
My
freaking
number...
out.
What?
I said I'm slightly freaking out. Okay, go.
We're in my
Just
top 5 now.
Like Band-Aid.
My number 5 choice is based on a children's book called Where the Wild Things Are.
I do.
Me too.
Not better.
I like it more.
It's your list.
It is. So the movie opens with a friendless 9-year-old boy named Max, and he has a wild imagination. His parents are divorced, and he enjoys dressing up and acting like a wolf. And one evening, after throwing a bit of a tantrum and biting his mother, he runs away to a pond where he boards a small boat and floats away to an island inhabited by 7 giant monsters, aka the Wild Things. And Max establishes himself as the king of the Wild Things, and they spend their time engaging in mud fights and building forts and sleeping in a giant pile. Now, the reason this is my number 5, and I think this has sort of been received mixed reviews from both audiences and critics, but I was a young boy once, and I wasn't as undisciplined as this one, but I've had that kind of imagination, and this really connected for me because I could imagine a world where I'm having mud fights with imaginary characters, or building little forts, or sleeping in a giant pile. I grew up with stuffed animals.
Yeah. I still have stuffed animals on my bed.
I don't on my bed, but I have them tucked away for one day when I have kids. And I would cuddle with my stuffed animals as a kid, and I could only dream that they were alive.
Yeah.
And big and plush, and that they'd cuddle with me. And these 7 characters, I got to know all 7 of them, I got to know very, very well.
It's a really pretty movie.
Well, I agree. And yet the fantasy world is a forest, trees, there's a desert, there's a beach. That's it.
Yeah.
It's an island.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really special about the world. But this is directed by Spike Jonze as well, who did Being John Malkovich. And he can do something with the camera. Like, he doesn't have luscious cinematography. He never does. But just capturing the sunlight through the trees.
Yeah.
Or just, and the way these creatures are created, they're men in suits with CGI faces. And they're so more complex than so many other human characters. They actually have problems.
Yeah.
They have relationship problems. They have
problems.
insecurities.
I really liked it when I saw it.
And it's I could identify with the little boy. I could also identify with a lot of these creatures. James Gandolfini is the voice of Carol, who's the main one. We also have vocal performances from Chris Cooper and Paul Dano, Catherine O'Hara and Forrest Whitaker, and I don't... Yeah, he's the one with the kind of the penis nose.
It goes with his eye.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very special movie. One of the best of 2009. But underrated by a lot of people, I think, and I suspect by you because it's not on your list, is it?
No.
Did you have the same reaction as I did? Do you love it, or do you like it?
I like it.
Okay, green light.
Yes.
Good girl. Yeah. No, I do love it. So what's your number 5? When we get to our top 5s, I'm always so excited. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is, I'm going to say it in English because I can't pronounce the German. Wings of Desire.
That's your number 5?
That's my number.
It's my number 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. It's a German black and white film. For the most part. I think there's only a couple scenes.
The last half is in color.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Damiel, played by Bruno Ganz, and Cassiel Otto Sander, are angels who watch over Berlin. They travel through the city unseen by people, but they listen to their thoughts and watch them and study their lives. And only children and other angels can see them. And they spend their day just observing. They don't interact with anyone. They don't feel anything until one day Damiel goes to a circus and he sees a lady named Marianne, whose actress I cannot pronounce the name of. who's a high wire artist, and she's practicing, and he falls in love with her. And as he watches her, he decides that he wants to be human because he wants to feel things. And it was remade in 1998 as City of Angels with Meg Ryan City of Angels and Nicolas
98 or
Cage.
2002?
98.
No, 98, you're right.
Because this was 87.
Yeah, I know this was 87. This has a sequel, did you know?
I did.
I haven't seen the
I
sequel.
have not.
I don't want to see the sequel.
Nope.
Because how are they going to top Wings of Desire? So I'll say it again, this is my number 4 pick.
Der Himmel
The thing-
über Berlin.
Pardon?
Der Himmel über Berlin. I got the name.
Yeah, because there's an other title, literally translated, it's The Sky Over Berlin,
Yeah.
or
That's
something
what it is.
something to that effect. I saw this movie just a little while ago, because you mentioned it just in passing.
Yeah.
I panicked, realizing it was a fantasy film I hadn't seen. Like, oh, what if she says that? So I watched it. I love it probably as much as you do, perhaps, maybe even more. I mean, it's not my number 4, your number 5. This was remade, and the thing about the remake, have you seen the remake?
Unfortunately.
It's probably, I imagine it being very, very Hollywood-like, in that the whole focus is the romance.
It didn't capture anything
But-
about what Wings of Desire
I know.
is.
I can't imagine it did, but it's mostly about a romance, isn't it, the remake?
It's about sex. He
Yeah.
wants to fall so he can fuck Meg Ryan,
Okay, yeah.
basically.
Well, who wouldn't?
Nick Cage.
But the love story in Wings of Desire is just one aspect. It's another reason that he wants to be
Yeah.
human. It's not the whole story.
No.
In fact, it's only the last third,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And the first half, I love probably more than the second half,
Yeah.
because we've seen movies where angels are sort of the figure in the distance watching over. We're with the camera
This
is
the
above
point of
everything
view
a lot of the
of
time.
angels.
And just the shot, like, I think of the train sequence where the camera pans and we really do hear their thoughts.
Yeah.
We just pan over one person, we hear what they're thinking, and the next person, and drifting through how, like, we don't really get to know the angels for a little bit. It just takes some time, the camera
Yeah.
zooms through buildings, and we hear the thoughts of men and of women and children.
Yeah.
And the angels mostly just take notes, and sometimes just the simple touch, they'll give like a little bit of comfort,
Yeah.
or just a little glimmer of hope sometimes.
Yeah.
But him wanting to be human it's not just dumbed down to a love story.
No,
He wants
it's
to
not.
have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to warm his hands up. He wants to like have a cigarette.
He wants to
He
feel
wants to,
things.
he wants to experience things.
Yeah.
And the love story is just another thing he wants to experience.
Yeah.
Sex included.
Sex included.
But there are other things. Being a mortal man and knowing that I have experienced all these things, I got to identify with them kind of. It's called Wings of Desire for a very good reason, the desire to experience things. And following two people who can't, after watching the movie, didn't you appreciate some
Yeah.
stuff a little more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how it was black and white for
For
the majority of the movie, and then
when they're angels.
yeah, and then once he starts feeling it's in color,
Yeah.
like the world had come to life
Yeah.
for him.
I-
I really enjoyed it.
This is
It's
a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
I like the first half of pretty much being an angel with these guys, of being above everything, hearing everything.
After the security.
Pardon?
I said after this, my number 4 looks so bad, but
Okay, that's what you said about your number 2 choice. After I talked about a trip to the moon, you're like, my number 2.
yeah, this one is a big step down though.
Why isn't your number 4 then? Okay, well, hang on. Are we-
Sentimental value.
Oh, it's gonna be the Harry Potter movies.